Mrs. Wishy-Washy's Farm by Joy Cowley. This is Mrs. Wishy-Washy, and this is her farm. Here is her house, and her truck, and her barn. Here by the barn is the old tin tub, where all the animals go for a scrub. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy. Moo, the cow cries, I hate this old tub, I've got soap in my eyes. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy. The pig squeals, I've been scrubbed from my nose to my heels. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy. Quack, the duck moans, I've got suds in my feathers and aches in my bones. Oh. The scrubbing is over, the tub goes away. No more washing, the animals say. Moo, moo, ee! Quack, quack, quack. Bye, Mrs. Wishy-Washy, mean old Mrs. Wishy-Washy. We're leaving you, and we're not coming back. Fast down the highway, they run side by side. Where will they go? Where will they hide? Eee, the pig squeals. Down to the city, we'll go to the city where the barns are big. But the city is as wild as a farm stampede. There is nowhere to rest and nowhere to feed. The three hungry animals walk into a barn. There is food on the dishes, but it's not like the farm. The cow looks around with an anxious face. I think we could be in the wrong eating place. Along comes the cook with an angry shout. You'll be roast on toast if you don't get out. They run for their lives to the barn next door and find themselves in a hardware store. Oops. Then a van pulls up in two shakes of a tail. It's the pickup van from the animal jail. They're taken away. Oh, what bad luck for the cow and the pig and the poor old duck. They sit in a huddle, hungry and pale, in the cold, muddy cage of the animal jail. Then the unhappy cow and the pig and the duck hear the chug, chug, chug of the old farm truck. They moo and they squeal, they quack and they cheer. It's dear Mrs. Wishy-Washy, she is here. Far from the city and back on the farm, the animals run to the old red barn. Now Mrs. Wishy-Washy fills up the tub. Come on, you three, you need a good scrub. Oh, bliss, says the cow, and she jumps right in. Oh, bliss, says the pig, with a happy grin. Oh, bliss, says the duck, splashing in with the rest. There's no doubt about it. Home is best. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy. The end.
The Bomb by Sasha Cotter, illustrations by Josh Morgan. I'm always dreaming of pulling off that perfect bomb. A booming one, a slapping one, a splashing, dripping, soaking one. Do an amazing bomb round here and you'll be something, all right? Someone. And I've been studying bombs forever. Nana's an awesome teacher. What you want to know, sunshine? You want to know about a staple? How about a knee lock, bottle pop, coffin drop? I know, the manu. That's my favorite too. Bend, bend. Now lean back. Don't forget the V. You want to land in a V. Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. Everyone has their pre-jump rituals. You've got your thinkers and your posers, your she'll-be writers and your jokers. Me, before I jump, I whisper. Hear my song, see my lines. Check my moves, they're so fine. See me soar, see me fly. See me swooping through the sky. But watch out for my... Sometimes I get the feeling that I'm just not cut out for bombs. Still, everyone has advice for me. You need more weight, more height, more hair, bigger shorts, more muscle, bigger shorts, more puku, bigger shorts. I listen to everything they say. I do everything they tell me to do. Once again, before I jump, I whisper, but my voice is so quiet, I'm not even sure it's there anymore. Hear my song, see my lines, check my moves, they're so fine. See me soar, see me fly, see me swooping through the sky. But watch out for my... Hurry up and jump already. Plop. Even my belly flop fails to make a splash. Kids, it's time to accept what is true. The bomb life isn't for someone like you. But Nan, she's got other ideas. Come here, sunshine. Of course bombs are for you. Listen to your heart, to your mind, to pull that's inside. Do it your way. My way? Yes, baby, all the way. Once I really listened, it was easy to know what to do. Nan, I know. I'll take a flower for each ear. Let the breeze in my hair get a rainbow with some flair. Then go dancing through the air. I'll do it my way. You'll shine like the stars, and you'll whirl like the wind. You'll sing like the birds and unfurl like fern. And I'll do it my very own way. And I'll do it in my own special way. This time before I jump, I shout to the water. I shout to the trees. I shout to the clouds, and I shout to the leaves. I shout to the sky, to the moon, to the sun. I shout to everyone. I shout out loud because now I really see that the voice I need to hear is the voice that comes from me. Hear my song, see my lines, check my moves, they're so fine. See me soar, see me fly, see me swooping through the sky. But watch out for my ball. Boom. Hear his song, see his lines, check his moves, they're so fine. See him soar, see him fly, see him swooping through the sky. He's the ball.
The Stolen Stars of Matarihi, written by me, Miriam Makamwo, and illustrated by Zach Waipara. Behind dusty orange hills, where the sky stretches down to the sea, there's a magical, wild, windy place called Te Matahapuku. Some people call it Birdling's Flat. Te Rerehua and Sam often stay at Te Matahapuku with their grandma and Paua. Te Matahapuku Beach isn't sandy or shelly. Te Matahapuku Beach is stony. It's made of trillions upon trillions of grey stones. There are as many stones on Te Matahapuku Beach as there are stars in the sky. Te Rerehua and Sam love to search there for special stones called agate. They're tricky to find, but worth it. Unlike the grey stones, agate gleams bright white. If you hold it up to the light, it's as if you can see right through it. At night, the two children dress warmly and go eeling with Grandma and Poa. Poa uses his torch and gaff to catch the eels. Grandma lies on the stones with Sam and Te Rerehua. They look up at the sky, bursting with stars. As Poa's gaff splashes into the water and the wind whips about their cheeks, Grandma tells the children stories. One night, as they watched the moon slip behind the wispy night clouds, something caught Grandma's eye. "Pai kare," she exclaimed. "What's happened to Matarihi? There are normally 9 stars, but tonight I see only 7. What's happened to Pohutukawa and Hiwa i Te Rangi?" Sam and Te Rerehua scanned the night sky. Grandma was right. There were 2 stars missing from the Matarihi cluster. "Oh dear, I know what's happened," said Grandma. What, Te Rerehua asked breathlessly. "It's those blimmin' patupaerehe that live up in the hills. They've been stealing the stars again." "Stealing the stars?" Sam looked doubtful. Grandma pulled the children in close. "You know how you go searching for agate? Well, they're special because they're tiny pieces of star. The patupaerehe steal the stars and hide them among the grey stones of Te Mata Hapuku. That's why they're so hard to find." Just then, they heard giggling and laughing. Without making a sound, Grandma and the children picked their way up the stony bank. Peering over the top, they couldn't believe their eyes. Down at the water's edge was a group of patupaerehe. They were dancing about, and oh, how they danced. And inside their rope net lay 2 glowing rocks. "Oh, where? They've captured Pohutukawa and Hiwa i Te Rangi," whispered Grandma. "Without those 2 stars, it'll be hard to know when it's time to stop eeling and rest for winter." Sam and Te Rerehua looked at her with alarm. "What shall we do, Grandma?" "Well, patupaerehe don't like sunlight. It burns their delicate white skin," Grandma began. Te Rerehua gasped. "Oh, I know what to do. You wait here, Grandma. Haere taua, Sam." Te Rerehua and Sam slipped in among the patupaerehe. Because the children were small and fair-haired, the naughty patupaerehe assumed they were also fairy people. "Can we help?" Te Rerehua asked. One of the patupaerehe giggled. "We're going to hide these 2 stars under the stones. Then they'll break up into smaller pieces and we'll use them to make our kākahu." "You make your clothes from the stars?" exclaimed Sam. "Yes," the impish patupaerehe crowed as they twirled about in their glittering korowai. "We can help. Just tell us how," said Te Rerehua. Full of self-importance, the patupaerehe all began talking at once, boasting about their techniques, how they cast their nets high into the sky to catch the perfect stars, and how they pull them down to earth. They told how the stones were ground down and how they would weave them into pangikoti, korowai, and tipare. They skited for so long they did not notice the glow of the sun peeping over the horizon. "Oh, look," said Sam casually. "It's nearly daytime." The patupaerehe shrieked, "The sun, the sun! Oma, oma!" Te Rerehua grinned. Her plan it worked. The fairies ran for the hills, leaving the two glowing stars, Pohutukawa and Hiwa Itirangi, behind on the beach. Grandma Poa, Te Rerehua called. Grandma and Poa were very pleased with Sam and Te Rerehua. Ka pai tō kōrua mahi, they said. Good work, you two. But what do we do now? Te Rerehua asked. Grandma looked fondly at Poa. He knew just what to do. Poa hooked Pohutukawa with his gap. Stand back, he said to the children. Poa heaved Pohutukawa high into the sky. The star made a shining arc across the dawn sky as she bumped into the other stars, then took her place. Poa did the same for Hiwa Itirangi. As the sun began to rise over the ocean, the two sister stars twinkled happily. Sam and Te Rerehua waved back. The 9 stars of Matariki were back together again. Grandma, Te Rerehua and Sam helped Poa carry a sack of newly caught eels home. The sun would dry the eels nicely on the rag. It was going to be a great day.
The Little Yellow Digger by Betty and Alan Gilderdale. In the next door garden, they were digging out a drain when the weather turned quite nasty and it poured and poured with rain. The garden got so muddy that the little digger stuck. So they sent another digger, and it really was bad luck that it slid upon the mud and the wind and the rain and fell upon its side in the half-dug drain. So they got a bigger digger, but the bigger digger stuck. Then a bigger digger was brought up on a truck. It was huge and it was heavy, and you guessed it, it got stuck. Now, in the next door garden, slowly sinking in the ground, was the little yellow digger with its wheels spinning round, and a digger on its side in the half-dug drain, with the bigger red digger, which had ropes and a chain, and the bigger digger, all shining in the rain. They were sunk down deep with the bright red truck, deep down in the mud, and all of them stuck. Then the drivers had a meeting and they said they wouldn't stay, but they promised they'd come back when the rain had gone away. And only 2 days later, the wind blew brisk and dry, and the sun shone very brightly on a blue and cloudless sky. The mud dried hard as concrete, so when the men came back, the bigger digger was still stuck upon the track. They couldn't make its engine turn the wheels around. The mud had hardened round it and trapped it in the ground. Mud trapped the bigger digger with its ropes and its chain, so it couldn't pull the digger from the half-dug drain. But the little yellow digger was standing on firm ground. They managed now to start it, and the wheels turned around. It was the little yellow digger that pulled the digger from the drain. And they both together pulled the bigger digger with its chain. Then all three pulled together, till with a clatter and a thud, the bigger digger rumbled up out of the mud. So the bigger digger and its truck went back, and they drove the other diggers home along the track. But the little yellow digger stayed to finish off the drain. It helped to make a driveway that would stay hard in the rain. And often we remember those diggers and the truck, and how it rained, and all the mud, and everything got stuck.